Daniel, I can't see that clip and not think about Gavin Guidry isn't playing. All right, start the show.
Hey, I mean, what I can't think of is 18-4 was that beatdown that LSU put on Florida. I forgot about that last game being that bad.
Bro, did you see the score of the Ole Miss game today?
Yeah, that's a lot.
29-1.
I hope they save some for the weekend, or it's going to be a
They
long
must have had Chinook seeds in the dugout. What a perfect segue to plug. I mean, I'm sure they had the smoking toast going.
There you go. Welcome to the Off the Bench podcast, everybody. Our podcast is brought to you by the best sunflower seed in the company, in the game, out there in the universe. 8 flavors, mild to wild. Go to your local gas station, grocery store, convenience store. Pick up the Chinook seeds. As a matter of fact, Jim, let me tell you what I had. I had some lemon pepper today. It was a little cooler outside, you know. I was in my Bobby Witt Jr. mood, and so I was like, you know what? Let me hit up some lemon pepper. They were pretty tasty. I'll give it to him. He's got a good seed. Not my favorite, but not bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like him, right? He's maybe the third or fourth best player in the league. I get it.
Yeah, I'll take it. It didn't make me play any better. I picked up a wiffle ball bat and still felt like my 40-year-old self.
I mean, I'm going to cut right to it. Our guest tonight is Kaleb Freeman. He is a Chinook ambassador. Kaleb, what is your go-to seed?
Probably the dill pickle. Can't lie.
Oh, episode over. Daniel, cut it.
All right. It's been real. You know what? That's fine.
It's starting to become more of a common answer, Daniel. I don't we're going to have to embrace it at some point.
To each their own. Let's move on to the next sponsor and see if you're a big fan of that. Jesus One Apparel. Heard of them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We have some team shirts from them. One of my teammates has a little thing with them, and they hooked us up.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're just allowing, helping people with their ministries, just embodying the message of Christ, man. John 16:33. Got to remember it. Jesus won and continues to win every day, Jim. I mean, I can't believe how quickly like this relationship has grown into what it is. And like, how many shirts do we have out now? There's like so many new I was about to say new flavors coming out, but like
no, we've set it up with 6 different teams, but Danae Fletcher from Oklahoma Gymnastics messaged me today and said their whole team ordered their shirts. So I think that's the bigger thing, more so than the fact that we're getting them out there and people are buying them. We got LSU baseball, Ole Miss baseball, Tennessee baseball, Virginia Tech baseball, and then Oklahoma Gymnastics that will all be displaying those shirts, this weekend or, in Oklahoma's case, man, on the national championship stage, just like Ohio State football did. So, it's definitely cool for everybody to be purchasing them, but for these big time athletes on the biggest stage to be repping Jesus, that's what it's about.
Absolutely.
No doubt. Well, Kaleb, let's get into things, man. Obviously, your things at Auburn, like, we can talk a little bit about it, but as far as like the fit now, it seems like things didn't work out, which is fine, but you're flourishing. You're the doubles king. You got 10 bombs on the season, but I want to go through your time at Auburn. Like, was there any particular reason why it just didn't work out? Was it just not a good fit? Was it like playing time was limited, or like what was the case over there?
I think that's a great place. I just don't think it was a good fit for the coaching staff and me. It's kind of tough to put into words because obviously I'm in a position where I kind of felt like, I got the short end of the stick a little bit, but I'm just very grateful to be where I'm at now. So
then, all right. So once you realize like, okay, this isn't the fit, which is fine. What's the decision like to go to Georgia State? Like, how do you end up with them as your new destination?
So it was kind of a very slow process whenever the portal opened up. I think it was in June. I was actually in Percival playing summer ball, and I was expecting to get a lot of calls, going from an SEC school. Obviously with limited stats, that wasn't the case. Like I didn't really get a lot. And then I ended up posting on Twitter, and Georgia State, they reached out, and I was like, I don't know. It kind of just felt like where I was meant to be, because I was at University of North Georgia my last year. And I remember talking to my mom about it, and she always said the blue was my color because that's why I went out of high school. So, and it was just kind of cool, being around the fam again, being 45 minutes away from the house. It just felt like that was the best fit. Just to have everybody come watch my games, and it's in a very, very good conference. So it just seemed right.
Daniel, it's a story that we've been getting for 5 years. I think of Josh Hatcher, right? Left Mississippi State even after a national championship, went back home to Georgia, played for Kennesaw State, absolutely thrived, gets drafted. Now he's killing it in Double-A, for Frisco. Like, I love to see it, man. Guys, changing, the dynamic where they're at. It shifts everything. And for you, somebody who's got faith, obviously God has a plan that maybe you don't see in the moment. Obviously the frustration builds for you when you're at Auburn. It built for Josh the same thing, but ultimately you end up in a better place, something that maybe you can't see then. But dude, these stats are unreal. Daniel talks about the home runs and the doubles, but you're batting 374 right off the jump. So that's huge. 10 home runs, 16 doubles, which is top of the nation, 33 RBIs. And then the number that popped off the page to me, you've been walked 37 times. So the OBP over, 600, what's it like? I would say, does it look like a beach ball to you right now? Because it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, I guess a little bit. I've just been hitting with my hitting coach a lot, and he's really helped me kind of mature as a hitter. Because I kind of believe in college, there's only so much talent can do. It's more about what's between the ears. And he's been helping me a lot with my mental approach, and I think it's literally just made my game skyrocket, in my opinion.
Well,
so.
I hope you worked on your legs because you're on base a lot.
Oh yeah,
that's a lot of running.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is.
And I love it because he's got celebrations out there at second base, so he's got a reason to do it more and more. But going back to the faith thing, I followed you through the journey. That's the beautiful part about all this. And I saw you never giving up hope. You kept posting things of inspiration. And baseball being such a game of failure, on top of when things don't work out at places, just how big of a role did your faith play in just keeping you positive and motivated, knowing things would work out in the end?
Man, I'll tell you what, it was like the driving factor above all else. I can remember countless times where I was on the phone with my parents, just obviously not okay. And I just trusted God that I remember my dad, he told me after every game, he was like, there's a reason for this, and you're not going to understand it now, but you will understand it later. And now looking back later, I do understand it. It's just like I needed to go through that moment to just really rely on God and rely on my faith. And I feel like coming out of junior college, I was blessed to have a really good season there at St. John's. And I just feel like my mind kind of shifted to thinking that baseball was my God. And that's something that I always, you know what I mean? And I think I needed last year to really realize that at the end of the day, baseball it's really nothing. And that the only person, the only human being, or not a human being, only thing that is God. So it was just, he helped me. And I could literally talk about this the entire podcast, but it was the driving factor. It's he woke me up every single morning, because there were definitely times where I was like, my career's over. Like, I want to hang it up, but I just kept my eyes on him.
And what I love, though, following you is there are people that will always praise him when things are going good. I like seeing someone who's praising him through the struggle. That tells me a lot about your relationship. And so, I love to see it. And ultimately you get to this destination where everything's working out, and not just for you individually. The team is 22-13. Y'all have won 4 in a row. Man, talk to me. What's the vibe like around the locker room?
That's good. It's good. We were in a pretty bad, rough spot offensively, and just as a whole. Whenever we rolled into ODU and lost the series there, and then we had a pretty upsetting series against Georgia Southern. But this past weekend, to get 3 runs under our belt against JMU, and then to take the midweek against Jack State, it's just been huge for us. We have nothing but positive vibes, and we really needed to play very good, leading up into Coastal, because this will be our biggest series of the year for sure.
Yeah, and before Daniel talks to you about Coastal, I did want to ask the game that I actually got to watch you on the app, which, we're not going to talk if you performed well or not, but I actually want to ask you, playing Georgia, that team can absolutely rake, man. Being on the other side, just how good is that team?
I would definitely say that their pitching is some of the best arms that I've seen in college baseball, or I guess in my 4-year stint playing college baseball. and they do, like 1 through 9. It's just a lot of scary hitters. I actually played with their catcher, who's legit, Henry Hunter. He's I played a lot of travel ball with him. He's a really good dude, and he can swing it too. I mean, it's literally just 1 through 9.
Yeah, it was one of those things that it was crazy. Me and Daniel picked them to go to Omaha before the season, but we did it on that pitching that you're talking about. We thought the pitching would carry them, and here they are leading the nation in home runs, just absolutely raking after losing Charlie Condon and Collins. And it was like, okay, like this part wasn't expected, but they got a little humbled this week in Texas, or this past weekend in Texas, which they did the same thing to LSU, which I told Daniel, I think it's time that we put the respect on Texas name, because if you can slow down LSU and Georgia's bats, you got it from me.
Yeah, definitely. Kaleb, you guys can be in the driver's seat over the next 2 weekends in the Sun Belt. You realize that, right?
100%. Yes, sir.
Is that the conversation that coach is having with you guys? Hey, like, obviously you want to take it one game at a time, but like, you're right. This is a huge series. You're looking at a 3-way tie, or actually a 4-way tie, 8-4 with you, Coastal, Troy, and Southern Miss. And you guys are taking on Coastal this weekend. And then you don't want to look too far ahead, but the next weekend conference series, you got Southern Miss. So when you look at that, what do you guys do as far as not looking ahead and just making sure you're focused on the task at hand?
So kind of like you said, like one day at a time. We're really oriented at, I can't even speak right now. We really go into depth about just being one pitch at a time, one swing at a time, one inning at a time, one play at a time. And that's because playing at a really tough conference like we play in, obviously your mind wants to jump like to the next. But right now, I mean, we're really just taking it one day at a time. And, that's the message from, the coaches and everything, is just, to keep playing, because you can't control tomorrow. You can't control the next day. You can just control today. So. And
I'll tell you, Kaleb, we've been talking about, before we even talked to you, the Sun Belt obviously has 3 ranked teams, which is the 3rd most. And then when you look at the overall depth, me and Daniel have talked about it is the 3rd best conference in college baseball, better than the Big 12, better than the Big 10. I mean, Daniel, when I pulled it up because you brought up the standings, I wanted to look at the conference as a whole, and you got legit 6 good teams in this conference.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And it's there's even teams like Texas State who has beaten some guys midweek that isn't a slouch team, when you look at Coastal coming up, obviously you guys know you can compete with them, but what is it that you feel like y'all need to do to really, give yourself the best opportunity to beat them this weekend?
So I think, and this will kind of play into like some of our struggles. I just think everybody as a whole, pitching staff and, up and down the lineup, we've just been pressing a little bit, and we've kind of gotten out of who we are as a team, and who we are as a team is we just be us. And I think if we just be us, I mean, we were us this weekend at JMU. And it was just like a completely different team, like whenever we were struggling, it was just like a completely different team. Everybody was just, one person would struggle, and then we're like, okay, like I got to try my best to pick this dude up. And then everybody would just start pressing. But I just think the big goal for us is as just a whole is just to be us, because we're good enough. And, that's been the message, because there is a lot of like, I guess, false thoughts that we have going through our guys. Like we have a lot of freshmen, and younger guys that really didn't contribute very much last year at their previous schools. So they're kind of in that mix, like, holy, do I belong? Do I not? And that's just basically been the message, just like, hey, man, you're here for a reason, and go do it for your brother beside you.
There you go.
Daniel, I tell you, you beat Coastal, because we feel good about Coastal. You take the series from Coastal, they need to know. I mean, they belong anyways, but you beat Coastal, they definitely belong. Shouldn't be questioned at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. In the conversation right now for sure, and like in the definitive, like, hey, what about these guys if that ends up coming to fruition? But obviously, a lot of deal pickle seeds are going to be happening this weekend for you. Is that?
Oh yeah,
right.
Are you sharing them? That's the question.
Yeah.
Oh,
we need to get some more boxes. All right, well, Daniel, we need to get some more boxes to them for the whole team, because we're going to get on this Georgia State train and make sure if they're all on the seeds, I think, man, they could take this conference, make it to the regionals, and then major upset. Just I'll call it there.
Definitely. Let's talk. Okay, college baseball players. All right. If you had to rank the top 5 in college baseball, off the top of your head that have impressed you so far, who would that be? And obviously,
while he gets a chance
you're number one. Like, let's take you out of the
Daniel, while he gets a chance to think, I want to tell you, because I don't know when we're going to have Maximus on, if it'll be later or another day. But on the this or that, I gave him the question, and you're going to love this.
Mm-hmm.
I asked him who hits better bombs, him or Justin LeBron. And I have no doubt in my mind he's going to say himself, and it was going to make me so happy.
I mean, I haven't really looked at too many stats, but I mean,
that's the right answer.
Max is going to be up there. I mean, that dude's going crazy. I mean, you look at what he did last year, like the homer numbers weren't there, and now he's at 12 or 13, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know what happened to the second baseman at Tennessee. It didn't look like he'd been playing very much. I don't know if that's an
hamstring. So I was at Knoxville this past weekend, got to talk to him because he had told me he was originally gonna play. He re-aggravated it. You know how a hamstring can be. And so they're going to try to do it the right way. You know, Tennessee, up until they lost those games, didn't feel like they would have a reason to rush him back. But yeah, Gavin Keelan's stats are,
I mean, that dude is, I mean, I thought I was doing good until I went and looked at him and I was like, oh my goodness.
Well, what sucks is he was my front runner for Golden Spikes, and missing 2 weeks now is going to be third weekend. There's no way he's going to be able to, they're not probably going to give it to him. So obviously that's probably doesn't even matter to him. He's trying to win a national championship and get drafted high, which he's projected to, but it sucks because he's definitely somebody I had in the running for that.
But yeah, I mean, I can't think of anybody. I mean, I know there's a couple guys, the catcher from UCF, I think, like hitting like 480 or 490, like some of these stats that I'm seeing, like especially this far into the season, like these batting averages are just, I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big guy. You know, speaking of the shortstops, I'm a Merrick Houston guy.
Yeah.
He's putting up video game numbers. Once they get Ethan Conrad back this week, which will be able to protect him in the lineup. You know, Daniel, you asked him, but who's somebody he has a name on the list that you got circled? Somebody who could be SEC Player of the Year, ACC Player of the Year, or even Golden Spikes.
Man, that is a great question. I mean, I'm gonna lean towards pitching because I think Cade Anderson
a pitcher picking pitchers. Golly.
I mean, Cade Anderson has been unreal. I mean, what he did last weekend against, I mean, he made Oklahoma look like they were not that good. And it made this week, Jim, when we were doing picks, and I tried not to like buy into that, but he just made them look so bad. Like it was crazy.
What's cool is in a few weeks, you know, you'll have that showdown between him and Liam Doyle in the box, which we think will set the new record. So if Cade and Liam both, you know, obviously Liam's coming off the 6 innings, no hit. And then you got Cade with the complete game. That game could be absolutely electric. And if you look at the latest mock drafts, them two and Jamie Arnold are the 3 pitchers that come off the board in the top 10. So that one's a good one. But yeah, I only brought this. I had him bring this up with you, Kaleb, because you'd played this or that. And so I figured we'd mix it up, kind of pick your brain, because I know you probably are watching, you know, seeing what other guys are doing. Like you said, putting up video game numbers, highlight reels.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Liam Doyle is actually gross. I remember I faced him last year whenever he was still at Ole Miss, and he wasn't throwing as hard as he was then, but I remember that dude's got a good change.
It's what Frank Anderson does. That's why.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, it's funny, Kaleb. I've been listening to a lot of Ole Miss fans this week that are my friends, just telling me how upset they are with Liam Doyle and Andrew Fisher for going to Tennessee. Andrew Fisher gets to bat in the heart of a top 3 lineup in the country by all stats, in a small ballpark where he can hit bombs. And then you got Liam Doyle, who goes there with Frank Anderson, who statistically is the best pitching coach based upon what pitchers do. And so people are critiquing these guys, and it's like, this is a business decision, and not even just for national championship purposes, but Tennessee cranks out pros left and right.
100%.
You know, I usually save this question for special people, and you are a special person, Kaleb. And I say that because you got some brains in you. You're a smart dude, and this is a thinking question. But I like to make you think before you get out of here. All right. So this is a hypothetical.
Okay.
Right? Let's say you're cleaning out the attic. You go home, you're visiting, you're up there helping old mom and dad clean out the old attic, and you come across a book. You dust it off, you got the cobwebs off of it, and you open it up and you're like, oh, this is interesting, and you start reading. As you read further and further into this book, you start realizing the coincidences, and then you realize these aren't coincidences. This is my life that I'm reading. From the day that you were born all the way through when you started playing baseball, all the way through Auburn to Georgia State, all the way up until April 9th, 2025 at 10:18 p.m. on the East Coast, where you're on a podcast, the Off the Bench podcast at that, talking about Georgia State, talking about doubles, talking about dill pickles, Chinook seeds. And you go, man, I've read my life up to current date. Now, do you continue to read this book to find out what the future holds? I mean, it's going to give you everything. It's going to tell you day by day what happens. And, there could be 300 pages left in this thing, or there could be 5. What do you do? Do you continue reading the book? Do you put it down? Do you throw it back in the attic and let it get dusty again? Like, what do you do?
I'm not reading it. And it's just simply because I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like that would take all the fun in it. Like I think if I knew everything that was going to come, it wouldn't have changed me. But since I didn't know all the obstacles that I would face and everything that has happened in my life up till now, and all the people saying that I wouldn't do, like, what I'm currently doing and what I will do in the future, it wouldn't have made me who I am today. So I definitely would not want to know the future, even though it would be cool. It would be cool to know if I was playing in the big leagues like 5-6 years from now, but I wouldn't want to know.
I think he needs a curveball, Daniel.
All right, let's say you get to present day, and then you're like 200, 300 pages in, and then you realize I'm at present day, but there's only 6 more pages left in this book. Then what?
No, I'm not reading it. That would be terrible. I don't want to know how I'll die.
I mean, it might give you some perspective on how you want to spend the next 6 days, though.
I don't know. I think I'll just keep living the same 6 days because I can't be more happy where I'm at. So,
I mean, that's a pretty decent answer, man. Like I get it. Like, why change who you are just because the circumstances might be different? You don't want to change who you are. You want to be you.
Absolutely not.
Daniel, I'm looking on Instagram when we talk plug or promoting. Man, first of all, we both are Memphis fans. Blue and black is a thing for us. He's got some sweet gear.
Ooh, sweet gear.
What you got, Caleb? Caleb, plug it, man.
What do you mean? Oh, hold on. I need to make sure I don't mess this up. Let's see. I think you say it's Murray Ave. I think that's
it is. MurrayAve.
Yeah, they're the real deal. They hit me up. They hit me up through one of our NIL apps, and they hooked me up. That's all I said. I'll say they hooked me up again. That it's really cool. It's really cool what they did.
I like the colors. I can get down on it. Look, Daniel gonna bring it up.
Look at that. I mean, you got 2 of my favorite color combos right there, white and black. K-free.
Yes,
got the shorts.
It sounds good. I like it.
I mean, you got it all, brother. Okay. All right, Murray Ave. Go ahead.
I'm gonna wear that, and I'm gonna smear some eye black, and I'm gonna get my Caleb Freeman on.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Get it. That'd be tight. All right, Caleb. Anything else you want to plug or promote before you get out of here?
Hey, man, just Jesus. Jesus won. I love it.
Hey, Daniel, you know what? We neglected when we were, he's obviously given the glory to God, but I almost forgot looking at his page. I almost forgot D1 ranked him as the 5th best second baseman. So, I got to give him a shout out for that. Obviously being in the top 5 in the country, you say you don't look at all that stuff, but it's got to be pretty meaningful.
Oh, it 100% is. It kind of just gives me, it just makes me want to give all the glory back to God because I mean, being me, I've known where I've had to get through, and even last year I had to get through some of the hardest moments of my life to get here, and had to listen to a lot of people saying that I should stop hitting left-handed, that I should stop doing this, that I should just stop playing. And it's just a blessing that I'm able to do that, and I'm able to go put on that jersey every single day and put the cleats on and step across the line.
Your story's there to encourage younger guys, because me and Daniel talk to guys all the time, and they would rather go to the big D1 schools and get no playing time as opposed to doing what you and Hatcher did, and especially even close to home. A lot of people think they just want to venture far away, and they find out life isn't easier that way. All these different things, but sometimes, going to a smaller school and some would say, oh, well, it's going to hurt my draft stock. Bro, I'm looking at your stock and it's high. Like that's not it either. Obviously, D1 ranking you top 5 means it didn't matter where you played. And then we're talking about the fact that your conference is better than most people think, and y'all are going to have teams making postseason success. So I think it's one of those things. If people open up their eyes and perspective and realize there's a lot better opportunities, and you don't have to go to an SEC school and fight with 45 other dudes, and they're cutting rosters down each year. To try to get a spot. It's that's what I was saying. So I hope people watch what you're doing and see that that's an avenue and an opportunity that they can take and have a lot of success.
Yes, sir.
I mean, if you want to get real, like this is what Kaleb's all about right here. Boom. I mean, look at it. I mean, we're talking about hex bar deadlifts. I mean,
that's Daniel's thing too, man. The weight room, you become his favorite player like that.
I'm telling you,
that's where the most gains are made. You want juice, so go lift some weights.
I'm telling you, all the wins in that Sun Belt Conference, they didn't come on the baseball field. They came right here.
Check out my guy with the chains around his neck too, like not chains like regular necklace, but the weight room chains. I'm telling you, he went to GSU and became hard.
I mean, look at this guy. He is like.
Hey, on this or that way back when, did you pick prison or coma?
What do you mean prison or coma?
Did we not give you that question?
Oh, I don't think you did, but I think I know where you're at. Are you asking?
Because I think my guy can survive prison, Daniel. Look at this guy.
I'm telling you. I mean,
I'll be the dude doing pull-ups.
There it is. Oh, man. I like it.
We are
right there. That picture.
That chain's plastic, isn't it?
No, it was actually real. I swear.
I'm kidding.
That thing was so heavy. I was like lifting it up. I was like, ooh, shoulder felt that one a little bit.
I mean, like, I look at this and I'm like, man, this dude's with it. And then I look at this, I'm like, he's okay.
Look at Elmo dancing on the side. That's the best part of this right now.
Yeah. I love having the comments pulled up. I mean, look, you got your boy. My boy, Proverbs 17:6. Get it.
That's my Nana. Love her to death. That's my rock.
Oh, Nana. Oh.
Nope. And then the hardness went away. You had to keep scrolling. Oh.
He knew that was coming,
Hey, got to have a little fun with the guys.
I don't know why he's doing this to you, Caleb. You're the first person he's ever started scrolling the Instagram.
I mean, because it started getting live, and
we already had his backstory, so we had to bring something else in.
Right.
Hey, he shouted out my Instagram. I appreciate that.
Well, there you go. I mean, you got to do something, and I'll even take it a step further. If y'all want to know what Kaleb Freeman, like what photos he's taking a lot of like photos in the uni. They got some good uni kits.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Our uniforms they're nice. Yeah. I love them.
They all black, they all blue. I mean, he's getting after it. He's in the cages. He's doing, some work, defensive stuff, drills on his own. I mean, he's got the chain, the cowboy hat. I mean,
here's the real question I got
for you
before he cuts you loose. Who you got this weekend, LSU or Auburn?
Where are they playing at? Are they playing at the box?
They're playing at Auburn. Hey, let me tell you, before you pick, me and Daniel were the only ones in basically like America that were picking Auburn over Alabama last weekend. And we were getting laughed at and mocked and said we were crazy. We just were Alabama haters. And then first night, 10-0 run rule. LeBron has his moment the next day, but then Auburn closes it out. Never any doubt, Daniel, that Auburn was going to take that. But as great as that was, it's not LSU.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be very, very competitive. But y'all said Cade Anderson. I think if he shuts the door the first night, I think that sets the tone for the series.
And Daniel, I didn't even
couldn't agree with you more.
Daniel, I didn't even think about it when we talk about it. Anthony Ionson's our guest next week. He's got to shove. They always shove before they come on. We always have good things to talk about.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe that's why Maximus didn't show up, because they didn't have a good weekend at Kansas State. Maybe he didn't want to talk about it.
That might have
Usually our
been it.
guests thrive and then come on and we have good stuff to talk about. He said, you know what? I've watched this show before and they're going to ask me about our team this past weekend. And I don't want to talk about it because I'm still mad. So you know what? I'm going to reschedule till after we win. I see it. I got it. It's understood.
I got it. I get it too.
Hey, I will encourage you, Caleb. I did an episode yesterday. It wasn't our normal thing. It was with the owner of Jesus One and Tanner Allen, the national champion from 2021, who has actually hung up his cleats to do ministry. Anyway, very encouraging. It's cool because between the three of us, all three in places we never saw, being God had a different plan than what we all had. Absolutely. And that wasn't even the plan when we got together and talked. And so it was pretty cool. But, a guy like him who, he said he didn't use his platform the way he should have when he was peaking and highest and, 100,000 followers. He said he'd give glory to God, but wasn't actually living for it at all. And so now, for him trying to live his life the right way and actually use his platform, it was really, really cool. And then as far as Jesus One, he talked about it. It was, really an accident how it all came together. And now, going viral across the nation. So pretty cool if you want to check that out.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
For sure. Well, I'll do a little work for you, Caleb. All right. Y'all go to Instagram _ Kaleb Freeman. That's Caleb with a K. Freeman _ Kaleb Freeman on IG. You'll see all the things that we just showed you. I mean, the kits, the chains, the work in the cage, the weight room, you name it, it's on there. Pretty sick little profile. Also, outside of the Instagram and the socials, they have Coastal coming up this weekend, and it is a big one. I mean, if there was ever a series that you've got to get ready for and get pumped up, you're at home and you're getting the number 21 team in the country.
Giving them over Coastal and Southern Miss. Take them both.
Go ahead. 5 o'clock ESPN Plus on the 11th. Oh, you got a doubler. Okay. And then no, you got it. That's not a double.
I don't think so. No, I don't think. I think it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday this weekend.
Yeah, I don't know. It's on the Sunbelt Conference website. It's got it wrong. Let me.
I'm on there. I'm on the actual Georgia State. Yeah, it's Friday at 6, Saturday at 2, and then Sunday at 1.
A little matinee action. Hey, Caleb, man, go kick some butt this weekend. Good luck the rest of the season. Have a fun, safe, successful, injury-free rest of the 2025. And, man, I hope it works out and you guys are kicking butt the next couple of weeks. Put yourself in a good position. That way, hey, regionals might be calling, and who knows? You get there, the sky's the limit, baby.
Absolutely. Well, I really appreciate y'all having me on.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. That's Caleb Freeman, everybody. If you like hearing Caleb's story or you just like hearing us average Joes talk X's and O's, please share the podcast on Facebook. Head over to YouTube, click like, subscribe, and notifications. That way you're first to know when new content is dropped. That's it for the week, man. We got some college baseball tonight going on over the weekend. A lot of things.
We'll get Maximus rescheduled. Like I said, we got Anthony Ianson next. And then Daniel, we're actually going to take one episode to take a break from baseball. We'll talk to Jackson Francois from Arizona basketball. And funny story, Caleb, we got this guest for my 12-year-old son in Hoover who was talking to him because he was doing some intern work. Anyway, next thing you know, I have college athletes following me randomly. One of them being the basketball player starts talking to me. And I was like, you know what? I was like, we ain't had basketball in 2 years. I was like, let's talk college basketball. But it all started because my 12-year-old son out there making friends. So
hey, let's go. You got to start them young, man. But this has been the In Off the Bench podcast. As always, remember, strong body, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We're out.